here. It's Firearms Friday, Larry's Pistol and Pawn. Things look a little different today because, as usual, we're not in the ammo dump shooting range. We're actually in the West store today, also called the Greenbrier store, because it's at exit 3, the Greenbrier exit on I-565. So we're over here today to look at Larry's Museum. With me today, I have John Herring, the store manager here, who actually put all this great museum work together here. John's going to take us through and let us look at some of the really unique things that are in the museum today. So, John, why did we build this museum to begin with?
Over the 50 years that Larry's been in business, we've taken a lot of guns across the counter that is very rare and unique firearms. Larry has been collecting them for many, many years, and worked with him about putting this together, excuse me, for so everybody could see it.
Right.
And it's free. So
it's just part of the store.
It's part of the store.
All right. So take us through and show us some of the unique things that we have to offer here that you can come in and see. And again, it's free, so just come in and wander around.
And while you're here, if you're waiting to on a background check or something like that, you can come back in the museum. We have a display of World War II pieces from Japan, Axis and Allies, kind of. You got European guns, U.S. military guns. We also have some Civil War pieces. We have a whole collection here from Captain Hall, Buck Saber and his guns, and a little story about his family history. Larry was able to acquire this collection. We have several old boxes of ammunition that Larry's collected over the years that we can't sell because it's all older ammunition. And of course, we have bullets on display that people brought in unloaded firearms into the store for the last 50 years.
Never a good thing.
No, it's never a good thing. I got some unique cap and ball pistols. We do have some flintlocks. We actually have the Volcanic Repeating Arms Company, the Volcanic, which is very, very rare. There's not many on display. And to actually be able to see that here in North Alabama is pretty cool.
Tell us about this revolving cylinder firearm here.
That one's in 45. Colt made that firearm. That was actually a spinoff of this little gun right here, which is the side hammer revolver in 36 caliber.
Very cool.
And Taurus now makes a revolving rifle like that, yeah. Which is, it's a lot of the guns nowadays. You go back enough in time, you will actually see how the mechanics and the designs are carried forward into a lot of the newer stuff.
Yeah. I believe that's the circuit judge they have. That's very similar to that.
It is, yeah. We have some gas guns and line throwers. Some of these were old police guns for tear gas, military type guns. Again, we have some flintlocks and some accoutrements, ball makers and stuff like that to so you can see how things were back then. Some old powder flasks. We do have a over here we've got a whole display of Ruger firearms. There's about one of every style of firearm that Ruger makes in there, with the exception of the rifles. We do have a lot of Colts. We got Webb Pierce's pair of Colt single action revolvers. They're gold plated. Famous country singer back from the 50s.
And Webb Pierce was a really popular country singer when I was a kid. He was a big deal.
Right. We do have some Colt automatics and some modern Colt revolvers. Some of these are, most of all these are double actions, and they'll go back to in the early part when Colt was coming out of the single action phase and getting into the double action phase. We do have some police revolvers in here. This one here was local from a police officer in Gadsden. It's engraved. Some rare and collectible Smith & Wessons. We do have lots of Model 10s. We do have a couple, I guess they're factory demonstration revolvers. Here's one of them here. It's actually got a clear side plate on it where you can see the internal workings of the Smith & Wesson revolvers.
Well, those would be one-ofs only then.
Yeah,
Like that.
there's a lot of those in here,
Yeah.
that style of guns. We do have also some like these guns down here. This Bushmaster, that was like one of the first 5.56 pistols that was made. Helicopter pilots used to use them. There's just lots of interesting stuff to look in.
Okay. Well, since we like to keep these videos fairly short, keep them around 4 or 5 minutes, I think we're about that time frame now, so we're going to call it quits for today. But we're going to have a part 2 of this video a little bit later that you can tune in, and we'll go through some of the other unique things we have here at Larry's Pistol Pawn. And again, this is the West Store. We call it the Madison Store here at Greenbrier Exit 3 on I-565. Come and visit the museum. All right.